What's up guys, Bandicoot Lover here, and today I'm going to review the Crash Bandicoot handheld games.
Starting with The Huge Adventure. It starts with Uka Uka questioning Cortex once again about his past failures. Cortex has a secret plan to shrink the Earth to the size of a grapefruit. And Cortex thinks he has finally won, while in the European version it's called Excess. And Mario kinda did the same thing, although in this looks similar to Crash 2 in the sewers. Yeah, while this looks extremely different, and similar to Crash 3 with the future, this is similar to the Crash 2? Possibly Crash 3 with the future segments, you know. And the power-ups return as well, although no sign of the bazooka, sadly. Oh, and the color gems return pretty much hidden, as well as the regular gems were. But the Spyro GBA games is a story for another day, as I was saying. Yeah. Oh, and of course the boxes return as well as the relics and clear gems and crystals as well. You know what I mean. Oh, and the jetpack returns since Crash 2, that is. Oh, and you even get to run away from a Yeti, much like in the boulder levels. Yeah. And you even get to shoot down blimps in levels like this. And this is similar to the polar bear levels, you know, the Yeti levels. Oh, and you get to shoot down bombs and you even collect crystals, like I said earlier. Once again, yeah. So, of course, if you're gonna collect all the color gems, you're gonna need the super spin as well. Yeah. Oh, and the bosses return as well. Like in the underwater level, you fight Dingodile, and in the flight stages, you fight Engine, and in this, you fight Tiny, of course. Oh, and also, the frogs make a comeback in the sewer levels, only instead of the medieval levels, yeah. Oh, and when you finally defeat Cortex, for the second time, when you collect all the gold relics, you get to be chased by Megamix. Now let's move on to Crash 2. N-Tranced. Uka Uka questions intro. Well, this game is the first to not feature Cortex as the main villain, but Uka Uka recruits Entropy to eliminate the Bandicoots once and for all, and he hires a master of hypnosis named N-Tranced to hypnotize the Bandicoots, leaving Crash on a mission to save his friends and sister once and for all. So, N-Tranced hypnotizes Coco, Crunch, and Fate Crash to get rid of Crash once and for all, you know. If you collect all the gem spheres, you're gonna have to get the color gems. Sadly, no sign of the purple gem in the previous game and in this game. And in this game, there's no color gem of yellow. Sadly, yeah. Oh, in this game, you play through Crash 3 and Wrath of Cortex, I guess. Oh, and of course, in this, there are two new abilities, like the rocket jump and the super slide, of course. And of course, the music to the volcano levels, which was in Crash Wrath of Cortex, which is Crash 5 in my opinion, has the prehistoric music. Oh, and the Egyptian levels make a comeback as well. Oh, and there's new boss fights too, like N-Tranced, of course. Like, and the warp rooms have been altered, of course. But, you know, like Crunch, you play in Atmosphere levels as much as we're in much in Twinsanity. There was multiplayer and Warp too. I mean, various characters to play as. Oh, and this makes Copter makes a comeback as well, since Rapid Cortex, that is. Oh, and the water ski levels make a debut as well, since the jet ski levels in Crash 3, of course. And of course, there are roller levels where you play as Crunch, and in one you play as Crash as well. Like in the beginning of the game, of course, yeah. Oh, and space shooting. This was originally seen in Crash Rapid Cortex, except it's slightly been altered to Crunch levels. Like, this is the only game, you know, platform handheld game. This is the only time you play as Crunch. Oh, and as Coco, you play in space shooting levels, just like you did in the jetpack levels, of course. Oh, and this goes back to the olden days of 80s and 90s gameplay, sure. Oh no, if you're gonna collect all, like I said, if you're gonna defeat N-Troopy, you're gonna have to unlock everything. Yeah. And you're gonna have to get all three color gems, red, blue, and green, of course. Sadly, no sign of yellow or purple in this game. Like, I said before, no sign of purple gem in the Huge Adventure as well. And the bonus levels return as well in Huge Adventure and N-Tranced, of course. Okay. And if you're gonna have to... Oh, this makes a comeback as well. The sliding, of course. And now we move on to the final regular Game Boy Advance game, Crash Bandicoot Purple, Ripto's Rampage, a crossover. Like I said, the Spyro GBA games are for another day. The story involves Ripto and Cortex teaming up to get rid of Spyro and Crash once and for all. Crash and Spyro soon end up falling for the trick and eventually team up. There are many games to choose from, such as a lot. Like in weightlifting, you collect cards with Crunch, which is one of my favorites. Oh, and the jetpack mini games return as well. Some of the mini games are similar to the ones in Crash Bash, you know, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, and there's another game, but in Spyro's perspective. This might bring back Enter the Dragonfly, which has similar gameplay. Oh, and Spyro makes a cameo in Twinsanity as well, which also explains a lot. So yeah, of course, this is all I have to say. Crash Nitro Kart on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, which I have for, you know, on emulator. Well, 2 Game Boy Advance games on emulator. Let's start with Crash Nitro Kart. What makes sense to me. Oh wow, holy mackerel, they remade the story mode. Yeah, and they even changed the unlockable things. Yeah, like in the console version, it's 3D, while in the handheld mode on GBA, it's 2D, yeah. But that's okay, it's still enjoyable for a game on the go. Unlike, well, at least you can. It's like one reviewer said it could rival to Super Mario Kart GBA as the best kart racing game on the handheld. How about that? You see, they changed the unlockables too for the GBA. You see, in the Game Boy, when you beat Team Bandicoot in 100%, you get to unlock Spyro, and Team Cortex, when you beat the game, you unlock Entropy instead of beating all his ghosts. How about that? Yeah. Plus, if you beat both teams, you get to unlock Velo, and when you defeat the boss, you unlock. When you this game also has an unlockable Spyro character, if that's your thing. Alright? I usually play as Spyro in my Switch version of Crash Team Racing Nitro Field, you know what I mean. Finally, on to Crash of the Titans, developed by Amaze Entertainment, in which you see with Crunch, Coco, and Aku Aku captured, and Crash defeats many villains, like Dingle Dial, for instance, just like in the DS version, which I'll get to in a little bit, you know what I mean. You see, it's similar to the console version story mode, you know what I mean. I think it's pretty solid, don't you think? And I think the DS version is pretty solid, and so is the console version. Even they copied the story mode from the console, if you see what I mean. And of course, there are Titans to Jack as well as in the console mode as well, which I mentioned 1 year earlier, you know what I mean. Alright, I pretty much reached the end of the video, so make sure you hit that subscribe button for more, and give this video a big thumbs up, and share and comment. So until then, I'll see you in my next video.